How the Amazon Queen Fought the Prince of Egypt. Written and illustrated by Tamara Bauer. Long ago, in a place called Kor, there was a land of women near Assyria, where the Amazons lived. There the Amazon women lived free without men. They rode horses and hunted and were happy at their will. But one day scouts made a report to their Amazon queen, Serpat. An army of Egyptian soldiers and their Assyrian allies were approaching and making camp close by. Queen Serpat met with her Amazon leaders. She looked out at the small number of her troops and cried, "Oh, give me strength, O Isis, my mistress, and Osiris, great god. The Egyptian army has made camp outside our fortress." Serpat thought of a plan. She called Ashtashit, her younger sister, dress as a man, as a soldier in the enemy's army, and go to their camp. Learn everything about their troops and the name of their leader. Go now and hurry. So Ashtashit went out, dressed as a man. She wore a false beard and the helmet and clothes of the enemy. Fierce guards, armed with spears and knives, stood by the entrance of the camp. But they let her pass, believing that she was one of their soldiers. Though her heart beat with fear, Ashtashit walked about the camp as if she belonged there. No one noticed that she was a woman. She learned everything that was going on in the camp without anyone recognizing her. Ashtashit returned to her sister Serpat. She told the queen everything she had seen. She described the camp in detail and the enemy's leader, Prince Pedicons. Serpat said, "We have heard of this evil serpent of an Egyptian. He has fought against many chiefs, but we will defeat him. Let the trumpet and the horn sound in the land of women. And let it be said, brave women, prepare for combat against a foreign army that stands outside." Soon armies from all the region of the land of women assembled at the fortress. Queen Serpat inspected the women equipped with their weapons and their armor. She was pleased. She said to her soldiers, "Be strong and take courage. Isis, the great goddess, leads our army. Osiris, the great god, will bring us victory." Queen Serpat gave careful orders. The women warriors listened to her every word. They said, "Serpat, our queen, is with us. She will not abandon us." The Amazons went out to meet the Egyptian army. They called out curses and taunts, the speech of warriors. Serpat led her troops. She fought like a bird of prey, like a raging leopard. Each Amazon fought like 10 men. The Egyptians dropped their weapons and fled. Prince Pedicon did not fight. He watched the battle from atop a hill. He gnashed his teeth and cried, "I won't stand for this! Women defeating my soldiers! No! Tomorrow this army of women will suffer a painful defeat. It will be a beautiful day after all of the bitterness." He went to his tent, and he drank and he ate like a hero. He thought about what he should do. On the morning of the next day, Prince Pedicons donned his armor and took up his weapons. He was like a roaring lion, like a bull bursting with strength. He sent a messenger to the fortress, to Queen Serpat, challenging the queen to a single combat. Serpat and her leaders listened in silence. Ashtashit said to her sister, "Yesterday you fought long and bravely. Now let me go to the battlefield to fight this vile Egyptian." Serpat answered, "No, I am not a coward, nor do I tire easily. I will don my armor and fight this Egyptian scorpion." So the queen's soldiers brought her armor and weapons to her. The Amazons opened the gates of the fortress, and Serpat went out, announcing combat to Prince Pedicons. Each was ready to meet the other. "Pedicons, you worm!" Serpat cursed. "You will be to me as an insect in the mouth of a bird. I will smash your face into your neck. I will break your legs into heels." "Serpat, you will flee from me as a gazelle from a lion," Pedicon said. "Your limbs will weaken and your knees will tremble." And so they fought. Their blows were beautiful, their strokes deceitful. They rushed at each other like vultures. They attacked like panthers. The ground trembled from their battle. They made feints and they struck, jumped. Neither gave way to the other. They fought all through the day. Queen Serpot said, "You, fighter of Egypt, the sun has set. It will rise over us again tomorrow." The prince agreed. "One does not fight in the dark." They stood together. The queen asked, "Tell me, Pedicons, why have you come here to the land of women?" Prince Pedicons answered, "I heard stories of the land of women who fight, and I came to see your Amazon warriors with my own eyes. I never believed women could conquer a man." He turned to her. "Now I am so moved by the courage and strength of you and your women warriors that I will put down my sword and stand by your side." It was then that Prince Pedicons looked at Queen Serpot and saw that she was his equal, and he did not know where on earth he was from the great love that entered into him. And it was then that Queen Serpot looked at the prince and saw that he was her equal, and she did not know where on earth she was from the great love that entered into her. And later Serpot and Pedicons made an alliance and conquered India together. Our story today is an episode in a longer story called The Egyptians and Amazon, a tale that belongs to a group of stories known as the Story Cycle of King Pudabast. The papyrus scroll of Egyptians and Amazons is now in the museum in Vienna, Austria. The papyrus is in tatters, with less than half of the story preserved and without the beginning. The Amazons that were described in the story were first described by the ancient Greeks as tribes of fierce women warriors who lived together without men. They rejected the traditional roles of wives and instead learned to ride horses and hunt and to wage war. Amazons have been dismissed as myth, but there's growing evidence that societies with warriors of women existed in the ancient Near East and in other parts of the world. Archaeologists have even discovered graves of women buried with weapons in the Ukraine and other areas. There are a lot of hieroglyphs in this book. Ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs are one of the most beautiful writing systems in the world. Hieroglyphs are made up of pictures of people, animals, plants, and objects. And they're not just a simple alphabet, and they're not picture writing either. The pictures can stand for different things and or different sounds. If you want to learn more about Egyptian hieroglyphs, there are a lot of great websites out there that can show you how to use it.